Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're going to master one of the most common, most useful patterns in all of Korean for making suggestions. Seriously, by the end of this, you'll be able to give friendly advice for pretty much any situation, from telling a friend to take a break to, well, even suggesting they just give up. It's going to be fun. Okay, so to kick things off, we're actually going to start with a case study. We're going to look at a single sentence that holds the key to this whole pattern. Now, I'll admit, it sounds a little harsh at first, but trust me, it is the perfect place to begin. So here it is. 그냥 포기하는 게 어때? Now, if you were to translate this word for word, it means something like, why don't you just give up? Whoa, kind of intense, right? It's definitely the kind of line you might hear in a super dramatic K-drama scene. And that brings us to the big question. Is this phrase just super rude, or is it actually one of the most flexible and useful tools you can have for making suggestions? By the time we're done here, I promise, you are going to understand the answer completely. So, to solve this little mystery, we need to do some linguistic surgery. We're going to pop the hood on this sentence and take it apart piece by piece to really see what makes it tick. Okay, let's look at how the logic here is actually built. First, you've got 그냥, which means just. Then 포기야, which is the verb stem for to give up. But here's where the magic happens in the last two parts. 는게, which means the act of doing, and 어때, which means how is it? So what the sentence is literally asking is, how is the act of just giving up? See? It's not a command, it's a question about an idea. Let's zoom in on that crucial piece right there. 는게. This little guy is the engine of our whole suggestion pattern. What it does is it takes any action verb and turns it into a noun, a concept. It changes a verb like to eat into the act of eating, which then lets us ask someone's opinion about it. It's brilliant. So now that we've seen how it works under the hood, let's get to the fun part, building our own sentences. And you're about to see just how simple and powerful this blueprint really is. It really is this easy. Step 1, you just grab the stem of any action verb. So for 가다, to go, you get 가. Step 2, you just tack on 는게 어때? So 가는 게 어때? How about going? Or take 입다, to wear. It becomes 입는 게 어때? How about wearing it? It's literally a plug-and-play formula. Now there is one tiny little catch to watch out for. For verbs where the stem ends in that real consonant, like 놀다, to play, you have to drop the real before you add our pattern. So it's not 놀르는, it's just 노는 게 어때? If you just remember this one little rule, you are always going to sound totally natural. Okay, so knowing the grammar is really only half the battle, right? To really master this, we have to understand the feeling, the vibe, the nuance behind this phrase so we can use it like a pro. And this slide just perfectly shows what this pattern is all about. Yelling, 가. That's a direct, kind of harsh command. But 가는 게 어때? Well, that completely transforms the order into a gentle question. You're not telling them what to do, you're inviting them to share their opinion on an idea, which is just a much softer, more collaborative way to communicate. And what's really cool is how adaptable it is. Want to be polite? Easy. You just add one syllable, 요. 어때 is casual, it's for your close friends. 어때요 is for your boss, your teacher, or anyone you need to show respect to. It's such a simple little switch, but it has a huge impact on politeness. And hey, remember our weird sentence from the start? With the right tone of voice, even this polite pattern can become super sharp and sarcastic. Saying, why don't you just become a zombie, isn't a real suggestion, obviously. It's a way of saying, you're being so ridiculous, you might as well give up on being human. It all comes down to context and delivery. So to really help lock this pattern into your brain, let's look at a few key examples. Imagine you're in a zombie apocalypse. You could suggest, 도망가는 게 어때? How about we run away? Or maybe, 숨는 게 어때? How about we hide? Using these memorable thematic sentences is a fantastic way to practice. All right, enough theory. You've seen the examples. Now it's time to put what you've learned into practice. Let's do a few quick drills to get this into your muscle memory. Okay, first situation. Your friend is looking really unwell. The verb you need is 가다, to go. How would you suggest they go to the hospital? Take a second, think about it. Did you get it? The answer is 병원에 가는 게 어때? You just take the verb stem, 가, and add our pattern. Perfect. Next one. You and your friend are bored out of your minds. You want to suggest watching a movie. The verb is 보다, to see or to watch. How would you say it? Yep, that's it. You take the stem 보 and just attach the pattern. 는 게 어때? 영화 보는 게 어때? How about watching a movie? See? You're getting the hang of this. All right, last drill. Your friend looks completely exhausted. You want to suggest they rest for a bit. The verb you need is 쉬다, to rest. What do you say? That's the one. 좀 means a bit, and 쉬다 becomes 쉬는 게 어때? So you get 좀 쉬는 게 어때? Fantastic work. You're a natural at this. Okay, for our final test, let's check your understanding of the nuance, not just the grammar. So your friend is really stressed about a test. You want to suggest studying together. Which of the following is the absolute best way to say it? Let's break these down. Option A, 공부해. Well, that's a command. It's way too bossy. Option C, 공부 안 해? That kind of sounds like you're scolding them, like, why aren't you studying? But option B, 공부하는 게 어때? That's perfect. It's friendly, it's supportive, and it invites them to join you. It just perfectly captures that gentle, collaborative spirit of this pattern. So, there you have it, a simple but incredibly powerful tool for making suggestions in Korean. You can be polite, casual, supportive, or, even a little sarcastic with it. You now officially have the power of suggestion. So, I'll leave you with this question. What's the first thing you're going to suggest?